The new Miss Wisconsin USA 2022 is Hollis Brown.
That was the big moment earlier this year when Savannah native Hollis Brown learned she had fulfilled a dream for which she had worked so very hard. Well, Brown is a graduate of Savannah Arts Academy. After becoming Miss Wisconsin USA, she went on to compete in the Miss USA pageant in Reno, Nevada in October. We are so happy that she is joining us here in studio for her first interview in her hometown since becoming Miss Wisconsin USA, right?
Yep, this is my first time, so I'm excited to be back home.
All right, so we're excited to have you here. Before we jump into it, you know, we saw that moment when they announced the name. So we heard the people screaming in the back. Who was that? Was that your family?
It was my family. And I want to say one of the voices that you hear is Darius. He has been throughout this journey with me from the very beginning, from my very first pageant.
Okay.
And so he is probably one of my biggest advocates. And so he was running up and down the aisle, screaming for me. I absolutely love him.
So who's Darius to you?
Darius, he is everything. He is one of my really good friends, but he's actually how I got into pageantry.
Okay.
So I did my first pageant while I was at Virginia Tech. I was Miss Theta Iota, and he was actually over that pageant. And so once I graduated college, I called him up and I said, hey, I think I'm ready to kind of take it up to another level. I think I'm ready to pursue Miss USA.
Yeah.
And from there, we spent 3 years prepping for this journey.
And that,
now we're here.
That leads me to my next question, because you know we see that moment and it's such a great moment, but there is not just months that go into preparing for that, years. Just briefly walk us through that journey. It's a serious work, right?
It is. I would say the main point or the main part of this journey is really me figuring out who I am as a person, and then also figuring out the causes that are very important to me, and not only what's important to me, but how I want to advocate for them. And so 2 things that I really focus on is empowering girls and other women to pursue jobs in male-dominated industries like sports, which I do, and then also educating the audience about sexual assault awareness and education.
All right, love that. So you are from Savannah.
Yes.
You went to Savannah Arts Academy, class of
2014.
2014. All right. You live in Milwaukee now.
I do.
Work for the Milwaukee Bucks. What do you do for them?
I work in partner strategy and management, and so I work with a lot of our big corporate partners, our clientele, basically keeping them happy, bringing them out to Bucks basketball games, and then fulfilling anything that they need. And I want to say on the side, I'm basically one of the biggest Milwaukee Bucks cheerleaders. I'm always cheering for them at all of the games, so it's really fun.
They must think it's pretty cool when they are greeted by Miss Wisconsin USA.
They do, they do. And I will say I'm not the best of telling people that I'm Miss Wisconsin USA.
You don't always have the crown on?
I don't, especially when I'm at work. I'm in full-on work mode, but between my parents or family and friends and even some of my coworkers, they'll bring it up for me, so I really love the support that I get.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the work that you do outside of being Miss Wisconsin USA and outside of the Milwaukee Bucks. Your intention is to work with girls to encourage them to go into careers in the sports industry.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Why?
I love it. It's one thing that I actually didn't see for my future, being a female in the sports industry. But as I've grown in this career, I've noticed that there's really a lack of seeing other women and other diverse representation in this field. And so I actually started a podcast called Outnumber with Kelly and Hollis, and I basically share tips on how to help your resume, how to interview, and how to get yourself in these spaces so that way you can secure these jobs.
Yeah. Did you know you wanted to go into sports? Was that the goal in addition to pageantry?
Originally, well, since you mentioned I went to Savannah Arts, I wanted to be a dancer, but while I was at Virginia Tech, going to a D1 school and going to all of these sporting events, I was like, well, that looks pretty cool. I think I want to pursue that as a career, and I've been hooked ever since.
I love that. All right, so the podcast, where can people find the podcast?
You can find it on Spotify, you can find it on Apple Podcasts, anywhere where you really like to listen to podcasts. And I will say keep your eyes out, because I'm actually rebranding it, and so we'll be relaunching it in the new year.
Can't wait. All right, so with about 20 seconds left, what would you tell girls who think they may want to get into doing pageants?
I say go for it.
Yeah.
It's all a learning journey, and so whether you win or you lose, you ultimately are going to become a better version of yourself. And so just go in, soak it all in, meet as many people as you can, and just give it your all.
All right. This has been such a pleasure.
Oh, thank you.
And I have to tell you, I brought her into the newsroom earlier, and everybody was so excited
Yeah.
to meet you. They've been talking about it for days.
Oh,
so
I love that.
Yes, they really have. So thank you. This
Thank
is very
you.
cool. All right.